For my game, I have decided along the narrative of doing a sort of comical take on the console wars because it's always a comical topic. Everyone's always trying to say that one's better than the other, a reason why they have theirs or not. So what I wanted to do was kind of create a narrative where you kind of go back and forth between the two companies, deciding, like trying to sway you one way or the other by them. But most, like, not the companies really. It's the companies that are talking to you, but it's from the point of views of like fanboys or like people who always want to assume that things are better their way and won't take any other way. That kind of narrative that we exist in, and it felt it was really relevant considering that this year is the year that those two consoles are coming out, potentially more of it. That's a different topic. But those two consoles, the Xbox and PlayStation, are coming out. So I figured, hey, let me do that since we were talking about PC Master Race and that kind of stuff earlier in the semester. So pretty much what I've done so far for my game is I've created a very simple narrative along like that pathway. I don't have any images or anything yet. Just placeholders for stuff. But just a simple like narrative like the very next big choice in your life. I'm trying to decide which side to join because it's always a side. You never can just play video games and be a gamer. It's always got to be a side with consoles. Um, you're deciding whether you want the better hardware, the exclusives, because it's always about an argument of which console's better, or which one performs better, which one has better exclusive, which one looks better. And you got Sony here talking to you, saying about how they're good exclusives. There's a placeholder for PlayStation, the new games coming out. Then you got Microsoft over here, just for right now, just saying Halo, because Halo is always Xbox. Xbox is always Halo. But pretty much, and then I have the simple ending scenario here where you've got the different choices, and you can choose either PlayStation 5, Xbox. You can see that PC life, but I'm not gonna call it PC Master Race because that's just feeds into all that. But yeah, you can choose whatever. You got Sony, you got PlayStation talking to you saying you got access to their exclusives. But that's all I have so far. I just wanted to get a basic narrative down because that was my most difficult part. Doing the actual like project and making the game won't be nearly as bad. But always making that first step is my hardest part, and I think I made up my mind on it. So there's that. There's my game. And then for my research project, me and Mo still have to talk about how we're gonna go about it, but we're gonna do it on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We're gonna do a let's play regarding because there's a couple different skills in the game. I have them pulled up over here that are you can see on the guide over here. Let me click on it and see. Oh, it doesn't pop up, of course. So just close that down. But like as you can see here, it's like there's these little symbols down here, and of course these red ones are Evie, the blue ones are Jacob, and pretty much it's a very I don't want to say sexist way of doing things, but it is, because Evie gets the stealth, non-heavy combat abilities, and Jacob gets the heavy, like attack, aggressive male abilities. Like here, like Jacob, it does more damage, and this one right here, which is the mutilate, so he can bring people to that lower state a lot quicker. And then down here there's Evie's, and Evie gets the extra stealth stats, and she's a lot sneakier and kind of stays out of combat as much as she can, but she can be a great assassin, which she can carry more thorn eyes because it's another stealth ability, so she can do things stealthily instead of having the brute strength that Mel's have. And then back down here, it's Jacob can be more brutal and aggressive with his counter shots, coming back into headshots. And Jacob is apparently tougher and takes less damage. But we're using this game as a base for games that follow these guidelines, where they try and focus on two different types of playstyles based on the gender of the character and how things are done wrong that way, and it should not be universal. I don't want to say universal as in like they just have the same things, but it can be done in a way where it's not coming off as sexist and creating like a gender stereotype of one being aggressive, male stronger, and the female not being as strong and just relying on stealth and being sneaky.